Hi guys, so I know I haven't posted in a while. That was just I was going places and I didn't have time to post, and I'm gonna go to another place that I have videos that I've pre-recorded that I'm going to post. So this is if Joe Biden decides to run not Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders decides to run as an independent in the 2020 election. So I'm gonna fill in the safe states for Joe Biden and Donald Trump first. So this is what I see the map looking like for safe states if if Bernie decides to run. This is safe states for the Republicans. So even if Bernie decides to run, safe states are always going to be in Biden's favor. And you might notice that I did not put Hawaii as a safe state for Biden if Bernie runs, and that is because Hawaii has a history of being very progressive. It's going to be much tighter than it used to be. For a Democratic candidate, I think it would go to Joe Biden, but it's going to be tighter. On the other hand, Vermont, I see, would definitely go to Bernie Sanders, or most likely would go to Bernie Sanders. Then Nevada probably would go to Joe Biden by a lower percentage. Colorado, I would see Trump carrying by very little. New Mexico, I would still see being carried by the Biden campaign. Um, and Hawaii, I would still see being carried by the Biden campaign. Um, Arizona, I would see being carried. Sorry, I would see being carried by the Trump campaign. Texas is probably going to be carried by the Trump campaign either way. Iowa, same deal for them, and Hawaii is the same deal for them. So this is what I have so far. Um, so I've covered 4 swing states: Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado, that I count as swing states if Bernie decides to run. Um, then we have Minnesota. Very, very, very tight race there would probably be. It would go to Donald Trump by very little, in my opinion. He would also probably win Wisconsin by a little bit more. And he would probably end up winning in Michigan by a tight race there. So he would also probably end up winning in Pennsylvania. Um, Probably end up winning in New Hampshire. Uh, Joe Biden would still, in my opinion, carry Virginia, but by very, very little. Well, not very little, but smaller than than I used to consider it. North Carolina, um, Donald Trump would probably carry it. And Florida would also probably be carried by Donald Trump. And Maine, as a whole, would be probably carried by Joe Biden. Their first congressional district probably carried by. Sorry, no, their first congressional district, I filled in the second, would probably be carried by Joe Biden, but Maine's second congressional district would probably be carried by Donald Trump. So I'm gonna fill in the map. I'm gonna make them safe and stop with the tones. So this would be the map, and you can see on the map, it's obviously very red. This is not my election prediction, because I don't think Bernie Sanders is going to run. And also, this is not a good time for Republicans, as we know. It's not, and it's not me just being biased to either party. Nobody's going to blame Republicans for George Floyd's death, and no Democrats for George Floyd's death. And Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, and Tim Scott passed a lynching bill that Republican Senator Rand Paul objected to, and there was a heated discussion with Cory Booker and Kamala Harris objecting to his objection on the lynching law that had already been passed. So, this is not my prediction of the 2020 map because Bernie Sanders has endorsed Joe Biden. Bernie Sanders has campaigned for will probably campaign for Joe Biden, has been in a virtual campaign for Joe Biden. So he's probably not going to run. But if he does, yes, this is the map that I see. But if he doesn't, well, then there are some notable changes, like actually very big changes, like these states, this one, and this one. That is probably that's probably the best thing that's going to happen for the Biden campaign. Actually, no, it can get better. I mean, he could probably pull off a win if he really tried in North Carolina and maybe in Florida, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, I mean, this is probably what's going to happen, but it's not the best thing that's going to happen. For me, the best thing that could happen to the Biden campaign is probably this map. But again, that's not what I think is going to happen. So, bye.